Hi, Vanessa Wesley here from theweeklywhisper.com with part 4 of the ways we resist inner guidance. Next to me over here is a piece of artwork my husband and I did several years ago where he cut out the wood and I did all of the painting. And I named it Schizophrenia. And I did so because it's just a collage of different designs and colors, and each piece represents a whole different personality, so to speak. And I thought it would be a good representation of what we're going to be talking about today in this week's Weekly Whisper. And that is about resistance and how you can recognize it. And what happens when we're resisting inner guidance is we feel confused, a little crazy sometimes, because these patterns show up and we keep wondering, why do they keep cycling within us? In the last couple of videos, I showed you ways that we can recognize the self-talk. And in fact, there are 10 major patterns of resistance. This is the self-talk that you use to keep you from following and trusting the sensations of inner guidance. And these patterns of self-talk, they feel a certain way within us. And we talked in the last video about what those specific feelings, those distinct feelings are inside of you. So that even if you can't recognize the pattern of self-talk, you can recognize the distinct feelings of resistance. Now you can go ahead and review those videos in the archives at theweeklywhisper.com. But just to recap, here are some of the feelings of resistance that I talked with you about last time. There's stressful feelings such as tightness or constriction or tension, feeling stuck or indecisive, guilt, confusion, anger, overwhelm. These feelings are very uncomfortable and they always accompany patterns of self-talk. Now, when these feelings come and go within us, they don't always represent a pattern, because we're all going to experience, for example, we're all going to experience on occasion overwhelm, or we'll all experience on occasion sadness or loneliness. What I'm talking about here are the particular patterns you may have that repeat over and over. Is it sadness that comes constantly and keeps you from moving and making decisions that are purposeful and fulfilling in your life? Are they feelings of victimization? Is it patterns around blame and powerlessness? Those are the ones to pay attention to. They're the ones that will keep you from really trusting your internal guidance and wisdom. But what happens if you don't catch the self-talk or the feelings? Well, that's what happened to me, and I'd like to share with you a way that I caught one of my own default switches, as I call it. Well, and I'm going to be a little vulnerable here, but many of you know that I've launched a site called Purpose Your Life. And I work with people who are wondering what is next in their life and how to get their gifts and expertise out into the world, out of the head and into the world. Well, the other day I received 3 emails from different coaches who are now offering life purpose kinds of programs and information. And very quickly, my initial reaction and self-talk was, wow, there's a lot of people out here doing this kind of work. Wow, there's a lot of discussion around life purpose. I wonder if I chose the right field to launch this site in. And it went on, and it went on just for a little while. Okay, but it began this conversation in my head, and it happened immediately, and it happened very, very quickly. This thought, in fact, came in so fast, or these series of thoughts, it's almost like they were connected together and sort of came in as a group. They came in so fast and under the radar that I may have missed it. But here's why I didn't miss it and I caught it. You see, earlier, actually several months ago, I asked my inner guidance to pinch me when these kinds of patterns show up. You see, my self-talk, my little pattern, my default switch, happens to be around the issues of self-worth. Things like, am I good enough? Do I have the expertise? Do I have the confidence to do whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish or do? Many people have this one. Do you have this one around self-worth? You might doubt yourself. Well, this one is a very sneaky pattern. It doesn't feel really like a self-worth issue. It feels more like a protection. I'm protecting myself. Rather than waste my time and do work that maybe hundreds of other people are doing, I'll find something else. You see, that's a very sneaky way of keeping ourselves from actually doing our rightful work. And this pattern does feel awful. It is one of those distinct feelings. So, guidance, however, is always the watcher. It's the internal noticer in you. And because I had commanded that it pinch me, it did. And it felt just like a pinch. Not so much a physical pinch, but an energetic tweak. And I woke up. I could hear the thoughts. Well, once you can identify your particular default switch, you can begin to turn around that resistance and make it your ally and not your enemy. And next time, I'm going to tell you how I made that uncomfortable pattern of self-talk about self-worth and self-doubt, how I made it into an ally, and how you can too. So for now though, this week, here's what I'd like you to do, okay? Go someplace quiet. And it only will take a couple of minutes, but you're going to go in, you're going to get quiet, you're going to go in, you're going to connect to your source wisdom, to your essential whisper. And with sincerity, you're going to tell it that you want it to wake you up, to pinch you whenever you are asleep to a pattern inside of you. See if you can locate one this week. And next week, what we'll do is we'll turn it into an ally. The next time that we're together, okay, we'll turn it into an ally. Now, resistance is one of those things that I actually like talking about now, and I do a whole video on resistance over at purposeyourlife.com. It's video 2 in a series of 3 videos that I've done about life purpose. And tomorrow, on Tuesday, June 21st, I am holding a live special. It is a special call. It's a question and answer call for those of you who are wondering about your life purpose and why you're continuing to resist it. Or maybe there are things about your life purpose you've been asking yourself and you want to jump on this call to ask a question. I am going to answer any question you have about life purpose in a particular time slot, of course, maybe 60 minutes, maybe 75 minutes. However, in order for you to get on this call with me, I would love for you to take a survey and let me know the big questions that you have about life purpose. And so below there is a link to take this survey. It would only take a few minutes. I made the survey really easy. And by taking the survey, I will give you the call-in information so that you can jump on this live question and answer call with me on Tuesday, June 21st. In the meantime, talk to your guidance. Tell it to wake you up so that you can catch all those sneaky ways that we keep ourselves in default and not in deliberate, conscious, purposeful action. Bye for now.